Mitt Romney amping up his rhetoric against rising gas prices over the weekend, calling on Obama to fire his, quote, gas hike trio. Romney says Obama hired these three cabinet members to raise the cost of gasoline, and they should be fired if they don't turn in their resignation first. Time to bring out our panel. Hadley Heath is a senior policy analyst for the Independent Women's Forum in D.C. Lindsay Piegza is an economist for FTN Financial. And Monica Crowley is a radio talk show host. Hadley, let's start with you. Should we fire these fellas?
Listen, if you listen to the media or the White House, you know the president can't control gas prices unless it's a Republican president. Unless it's a Republican president, then everything is his fault. But Mitt Romney is right to go on the offensive here, but he should really point not just to gas prices skyrocketing, but to this trend from the Obama administration of overregulation in energy and health care. That's what's pushing our prices up.
Lindsay.
Well, that's right. Romney doesn't actually blame these three individuals for rising gas prices, but what he's doing is he's keeping the conversation on the failed policies of this administration and reminding consumers about the pain they're feeling going to the pump, price sensitivity that we wouldn't necessarily feel if we had robust job creation and income growth. So really, he's redirecting the conversation.
2 words, Keystone Pipeline.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, you can prove it to me one way.
And Lindsay's right that Romney, he highlighted these three folks, but what he's really highlighting is the ideological agenda of this administration that these three folks, and let's not forget Barack Obama at the top of all of this, has espoused, which is blocking drilling, blocking exploration, slow-walking permitting, blocking the Keystone Pipeline, and pouring all of this taxpayer money into subsidies for green energy that we've seen so many of these boondoggles just go belly up. That's the failed ideology that Romney should be talking about.
Look at the Fisker karma. That's all you need to know. All right, Romney and Rick Santorum face off tomorrow night in the Illinois primary, where 54 delegates are up for grabs. The latest poll in Illinois shows Romney leading Santorum by 9 points. And Santorum isn't even on the ballot in a number of districts. Monica, there's been a flip-flop in this. It was much closer. Now it seems like Romney is really pulling ahead.
Yeah, and let's not forget that yesterday in Puerto Rico, Mitt Romney walked away with it. He does look like he's regained some of the momentum now going into some of the key contests, late March, early April, and now we're starting to move into contests where it's winner take all, and certainly we're going to see that build in April and May. So if Romney is able to maintain this momentum, especially going into those winner take all states, he will be the nominee, I think, a lot faster than people assume.
Hadley, what do you say?
Right. Romney wants to win Illinois. Santorum needs to win Illinois. I've been watching so much March Madness, the NCAA tournament. Santorum's definitely the Cinderella here, but he needs to win this one.
Ooh, that was like a metaphor.
Well, sure, Romney's been ahead for quite some time, but there is still that concern that he hasn't been able to pull in that Midwestern vote. Because remember, Santorum did get Missouri, Minnesota, and Iowa. So Illinois has become a little bit of this hot spot. And remember, there's also a little bit of bragging rights later on in the campaign because this is Obama's home turf.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to see. Well, be sure to tune into Fox Business tomorrow night for complete coverage of the Illinois primary, hosted by our very own Neil Cavuto, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, we're not done with the panel yet. In an effort to cut back on personnel costs, some police departments are referring victims of non-emergency crimes to their virtual officer, a talking animation online that guides people through a crime report. Hadley, what do you say about this?
I hope there's an app for that I can put on my smartphone, so in case I need an officer really quick, I can just dial him up from my smartphone. I think, listen, everyone likes that personal experience. If you've been a victim of a crime, even if it's a burglary or something like that, you like talking to a police officer. But I understand we've got tightened budgets everywhere, so I understand they're trying to cut back on costs.
Well, this is new. There's going to be some glitches, and the argument is that we may actually cut some of the members from the police force, and that's true. But in the long run, what we're doing is increase efficiency and reining in costs, which, remember, state and local governments are still struggling to balance those budgets. So
yeah, and that's why we're in this
Run.
predicament. That's why we're here with our backs up against the wall, because so many of these communities are just dead broke. And so rather than have a human being there, they're going to replace it with. But as you say, it's more efficient this way. But you have to make sure that you're dialing the right number. If you are a victim of a violent crime or some horrible thing, make sure you dial 911 and not the automated app.
Right,
I can't imagine that. So you're an offender bender and you call the automated app? Is that what you do? I mean,
well, again, it's a robbery. You go to your car, the window's broken in, your purse is taken, and there's no one around, so you have to file that report without imminent danger. That's the type
so
of thing.
So if your life is under threat, call a human being.
Exactly.
As always. Okay, Hadley, Lindsay, Monica, thank you so much. Great job, guys. Really appreciate having you here.